I got a video tomorrow about Chroma and Ivara that has an insane one-shot nuke capability, but I was tired working on fixing our car today, so I couldn't finish the whole script. But rest assured that I'll be working on it tomorrow. Now, before I even decided to experiment with Ivara and Chroma, I was doing both Duviri Circuit and the Lone Story, trying to farm the Incarnon available this week and farming for Pathos, Clamp to fully craft these Incarnon weapons. After weeks of hiatus from the two game modes, I finally have the interest again to farm Incarnon weapons and then the resources needed to craft these items. I can say that the Duviri Circuit is almost bug-free right now for me. The whole time I was farming from rank 1 to 10, I did not experience any bug at all. Well, thanks to my teams also, especially the host, for staying on the whole run. It took me 2 runs to get to rank 10, as we had to stop at rank 8 rewards. Since the team can't deal with the insane damage of the enemies anymore, our Warframes can still kill enemies, as the excavators were too squishy even with the scaling health that Digital Extremes added recently. We just can't defend them no more, as we are lacking defensive Warframes like Limbo in the run. The first run was Styanax, then the second run was Titania, so it was my lucky week, I guess. After that, it's time to farm Pathos, Clamp in the Steel Path Lone Story. Why Steel Path, though? It's just a personal preference, as I love the additional challenge and the additional Pathos Clamp, plus the steel essence I gain in the Steel Path version. The only problem with this is that I really need to go in a team to defeat the worm boss at the very end. The Duviri Circuit took about 3 hours or so to farm my 2 Incarnons, but the part wherein I farm Pathos Clamp took like forever, that there was a time that I almost give up farming the required Pathos Clamps to craft my new Incarnons. It's not because it's hard, but because almost all of my runs were a buggy mess. First of all, I can't comprehend the fact that the chest bug is still active in the game. I know that Digital Extremes included in their patch note saying that they have fixed the chest bug wherein sometimes you can't open the chest, and sometimes right after hacking it will lock you into that stage, and the only fix you can do is to leave the group and continue the farm alone. Unless there will be other players that will connect to your new game, of course. There's no problem with this, right? As even if it's not fixed, there's still a work around by simply leaving the team. Well, this is both correct and wrong at the same time. To be honest with you, this is such an annoying bug, since once you get locked into that stage wherein you can't open the chest, then you will need to leave, and if you don't have Warframe or a weapon which can kill the worm boss at the fastest time possible, only using the mods that Digital Extremes equipped, then it would take some time than usual farming those Pathos Clamps. Normally, you can do the run in normal within 12 minutes with a good team, and like 12 to 14 minutes in Steel Path version with also a good team. But if this chest bug happened and you don't have something like Styanax or Pixie Queen Titania with all the necessary mods for the worm fight, then the whole fight would be hell, and it would take some time just to farm 15 or 10 Pathos Clamps. I ended up doing more runs because of this, and by the time I was invested, I experienced more bugs within the Lone Story of the Duviri mission. There was a bug that hindered you from strafing while using your drifter, and there was also a visual bug in the Duviri that disrupted my vision during the worm fight. Now, I know that these are just minor bugs, but when you encountered them all together while farming Duviri resources, there will be a point that you get mad and just want to stop playing the Duviri content. Digital Extremes should be wary that the Duviri paradox is a total disconnect to the Warframe experience, as it has unusual gameplay mechanics that we Warframe players never experienced before. The roguelike and the drifter gameplay most of the time to farm Duviri resources is not the usual thing we do in Warframe. We do farm resources, but using Warframes in open-world areas in the past, and while bugs also exists, we don't usually rant about it because there can be workaround by using the best Warframe to farm a lot of resources and never do it again. In Duviri, you start slow, with minimal power playing the drifter, then you gain power by the decree system. Also, it's not the usual mine here and fish there, as resources can be found across the Duviri map, while the most important one, which is the Pathos Clamp, can only be obtained in the worm boss fight. It's not the usual farming method we know, and bugs ruined Duviri missions in my opinion. I'm just glad that the next Incarnon weapon will be purchasable with platinum. No, really. Despite others saying that this is a lazy move by the developer, and it makes them greedy as this is another monetization tactics. I'm still thankful that I wouldn't be dealing with any Duviri missions for a while, and I will just farm platinum with the usual prime parts farming to get those new. Upcoming Incarnon weapons. These bugs are just annoying, and I can't believe that this specific bug at day 1 of Duviri launch still haunts me until now. I don't know if you have the same experience, though, but I would love to know if you run into Duviri bugs at the moment, as I know that I'm not the only one running into Duviri bugs. In fact, 4 hours ago, I saw another post in the official Warframe forums reporting that the Duviri circuit is still hard bricking and deleting all your rewards after host migration. I still think I was fortunate enough that even after experiencing bugs while farming Pathos clamps, I still got my reward as there was an actual workaround with it, and I was lucky that I was using a decent Warframe in the mission. But this guy has misfortune all over him. Hours of grind in the Duviri circuit with nothing gain, and I was relief that I have never experienced a host migration in my entire Steel Path Duviri circuit today. I know you are busy with Tenokon Digital Extremes, but please take the time to double-check Duviri every now and then if there are still bugs, as these are slowly killing you recent major content.